I have a couple of Google alerts on my Gmail account. One is for Satpal Ram. Please excuse the creaking table, as ever. I could never do anything about it except not lean on it, and I'm not inclined to do that. Anyway, this is quite incredible. One of them was from a Latvian website, an article credited to Labrensis Maxims, dated 30th of August 2025. And it must have lost something in translation, because it appears to be substantially the same article as appeared on the Guardian website the same day. It was the summer of 1998. I was 17 years old and browsing records in Harrow's Virgin Megastore when I came across the jungle punk rap band Asian Dub Foundation's Free Satpal Ram. And this article has since been deleted. I'll tell you why in a bit. But I've archived it, and it doesn't appear to have come out very well. Either that, or there's a lot of repetitive text here. Anyway, it says that Ram was falsely convicted of rape, that he was framed for rape in 1986. This obviously there was something in translation, as I said. When I found this, when I read it, I emailed the website and my email bounced, or I thought it had. The article has since been deleted, so I know it's weird, but come back to the Guardian. It's an article by Nikesh Shukla. Again, I'll put a link below. My cultural awakening, an Asian Dub Foundation song, gave me the courage to take a stand against racism. Yeah. The group's campaigning single, Free Satpal Ram, about a South Asian man jailed for murder after an alleged racist attack, led me to become an activist, with their lead singer as my mentor. Yeah. And there's a bit about how he found the single in the record shop. The story of Satpal Ram terrified me, just as the murder of Stephen Lawrence terrified me. It was evidence that my worst fears could come true, that violence still stalked our streets, and there were people out there who wanted to kill people like me. Yeah, women sometimes have that feeling when they're walking home late at night. They think that sometimes men don't just want to kill them, but you know where I'm going? Anyway, this is complete garbage. I also emailed The Guardian, and I emailed Mr. Shukla. Well, I sent the same message to his website. Haven't heard anything, and I've seen no retraction or rewriting of no acknowledgement that he was duped. Anyway, this is the letter I sent. Dear Sir, I write pursuant to your correspondent Nikesh Shukla's article of August 30th about Asian Dub Foundation Satpal Ram. I've heard little of their music, but the song Free Satpal Ram is based on a tissue of lies. The bare facts are that Ram stabbed a diner to death in a Bengali restaurant over a triviality. He was in a drunken frenzy. Then he gloated over his victim as he lay dying and fled the crime scene with the murder weapon in his hand. This was a flick knife, not a penknife. He appealed his murder conviction twice. The first time it was dismissed at the leave stage, the second time in a strongly worded judgment handed down by Lord Justice Beldam. His second appeal was the result of intense lobbying and lying by his supporters. The most obscene lie they told was that Clark Pierce died because he refused to be treated by a woman doctor, pulled out his drips and went home. The reality is that he never recovered consciousness. The lies paid off when Ram was paroled against the advice of then Home Secretary Jack Straw. He gave a press conference on his release, but was shortly recalled to prison following allegations of assault and criminal damage. When he was eventually released the second time, it was without a fanfare. I set up a website about this case 24 years ago, and it's been updated several times since, including with witness statements from those present. I have not included a link to it in case this email is rejected as spam, but you will have no difficulty finding it. I have also uploaded a number of files to the Internet Archive. Finally, your correspondent compares Ram with Stephen Lawrence, when he has more in common with the murderers of this unfortunate youth, who stabbed him to death for no reason and then fled into the night. That's Ram did. Shortly after getting that email alert, I received an email from somebody, I think it was a dude, who said his uncle had worked on the original Free Satpal campaign. He'd found the website, Satpal Ram is guilty.20m.com, and I think he said he hopes to educate his uncle. I mean, in amazing, I just noticed that this was the same, essentially the same article. So I have no doubt that it's, I suppose you call it plagiarism. It's really weird. And oh yes, I've just noticed at the bottom, did a cultural moment inspire you to make a big life change? Email us at cultural.awakening@theguardian.com. That's been what's this Paddy Hill's abortion justice organisation? It really has lost something in the translation. But the point I'm making is, how can you believe anything? How can you believe anything you read in the Guardian to start with? And how can you believe things that were written hundreds or thousands of years ago with no corroboration? I'm not talking about any religion in particular, but you get my drift. Chroniclers can be just as biased or just as unworthy of belief as the people who contribute to the Guardian. I emailed the Guardian about that, as I said, but I received an automatic acknowledgement, but I don't know if anybody actually read the email. It's very depressing, but again, how can you believe anything you read? Anything you read about Donald Trump, if it comes from anyone to the left of Fox News, don't believe it. Anything you read about Prince Andrew at the moment, don't believe that either. It's just incredible. Anyway, bear that in mind. Somebody always has an agenda, and that agenda isn't always to tell the truth.